Does your child have the right friends? So I'm going to take you back to when I was in high school. It was the 80s. So in high school, I had an enormous perm, okay? Because that's what we did in the 80s. There was no internet, so we permed our hair for entertainment. I wasn't a leader or a prefect or a captain. I wasn't topping subjects. I wasn't winning awards. I wasn't in the cool group. So how does it work out that I still enjoyed it? Because apparently we're kind of told that to sort of enjoy high school, you have to be in the cool group, you have to be really popular, and you have to be achieving things and winning things all the time. And yet that wasn't me. And I thought about this and I thought, well, you know, why is it that I enjoyed high school so much? And I realised that it was because subconsciously I had made some really good decisions. Some because of my parents who'd helped me, and some I don't know why, but I just ended up making some really good decisions. Number one great decision that I made is that in high school, I found my tribe. I believe at least 50% of whether or not you enjoy primary school or high school is based on who you choose to hang around. Your tribe are those people who get you, okay? You know, the people who are on the same page as you. You know, sometimes in life you can meet someone and you know them for maybe 5 minutes, but you feel like you've known them forever. And they don't always come along that often. That is someone who's from your tribe. People who like you for who you are, who want what's best for you, and who are fiercely loyal and protective. How many of us continue as adults to spend time with people who make us feel bad about ourselves or who are draining or toxic? They're just joking, but they make you feel really bad about the fact that you never went to uni, or you're not in a great job, or they don't like the relationship you've got, or the fact that you're single, or whatever. We struggle to choose the right friendships and to have healthy friendships around us, and yet we expect our children to just pick it up. Understanding friendships and what a good friendship looks like and what a good friendship feels like is a life skill. Real friends don't humiliate you and put you down the moment your back is turned, and they don't make you feel like you have to be something or someone that you're not. If you can just have one great, loyal friend, that is all you need to survive high school. One tip that I do try to give to parents is to make sure that your children, whether they're in primary school or high school, have a second group of friends or friend outside of school. If things go pear-shaped at school, which they will do from time to time, having that second group of friends is a way, or it's something that reinforces to you as a person that it's not about you. Part of having good friends is being a good friend, and of course this is the bit that we quite often overlook in telling our kids and ourselves. You really have to make sure that you as a person, as an adult, mirror to your children what it is to be a good friend, and also explain to them about being a good friend. But it's knowing there's a difference in life between good-natured teasing that comes from your friends and bullying. Thank you.